I was in Rome and I was finishing a picture and I thought that all of this had gone away, and then I was really surprised when I got the call.
Well, it's been quite a struggle getting to meet you, but I have to say it's worth it. You're even more attractive in person.
So were you.
Huh. Oh, gosh. It's a breath of fresh air having you here. I saw you in an episode of Malibu Run, and I thought you just seemed untamable.
I have other credits. I've done Have Gun Will Travel, Zangray Theater, Highway
Tell
Patrol.
me something about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Something about you, not your career.
And that's a clip from Archie, which stars Jason Isaacs as Cary Grant. Their meeting Diane Cannon. That's like the first time.
It's an interesting thing playing a clip which is all about awkward silences on a show that is audio, because that scene's all about things they're not saying. But yes, it is.
What weren't they saying?
Well, they weren't saying, "What am I doing here?" She's going, "You're older than my dad. Why do I fancy you?" He's thinking, "Get your clothes off." A whole bunch of stuff.
He's thinking, "I don't care about your credits. I just asked you here because I thought you looked fabulous.
Because I fancied you on the telly." Yeah.
So Archie is this new 4-part series which is on ITVX. And it's also going to be on BritBox, is that
It's on BritBox anywhere outside England, because they don't get ITVX. And then if you wait, who knows, years it'll be on ITV, but I'd say watch on ITVX.
And it was on a huge billboard at Waterloo Station. I came off the train, I turned round to look at the time of the train going back, and there was your face the size of a house.
That's the last time that'll ever happen. I wish you'd taken a photo.
So do I, actually.
We'll get you a cab to take you to Waterloo Station immediately, or your publicist should definitely sort that out. So this is the story of Cary Grant, who's originally from the UK and
from Bristol.
Yeah, from Bristol. Archie Leach. So just before you tell his story, how did this present itself to you?
Well, in the reverse of normal events, I was offered a part and tried to turn it down. Normally, you try and get a job. They asked me, it came through my agent, like all jobs do, and I went, "You're joking. Who will be moronic enough to try and play Cary Grant, given that he was the sexiest man in the world and everybody men and women fancied him for about 30 years." And then I read the script and I thought, it's not about Cary Grant.
It's Jeff Pope's script.
Yeah, Jeff Pope, the brilliant writer who's taken real life events and turned them into drama so successfully and award-laden for years. And I read it and I thought, it's about Archie Leach. And this is a really badly messed up man who was the very polar opposite of all the things we remember about Cary Grant. And that's playable as an actor. So I still was nervous. I went to meet Jeff and sat with him for hours and hours, at the end of which he went, "I hope you take the part," which normally I leave and I go, "Well, whatever happens, good luck with it," thinking, "I hope you give me the part." And I went away and thought about it and thought about how nice Jeff was and how collaborative he was and how, yes, knives will be out for me, but hopefully when people watch it, they'll realise he wasn't even Cary Grant. And so I took the job.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, he was an incredibly damaged person, and as a child he was abused and neglected and abandoned completely, and actually starving, literally hungry all the time. And those scars from childhood never left him. And he became very good at making people like him, love him, actually want him sexually as well. And when he finally conquered the entire world and hundreds of millions of people lusted after him, it just made those wounds even bigger. He felt even more unlovable, and he destroyed all of his personal relationships. He was full of rage and extremity in every part of his behaviour. And that he could be that charming person on screen, but it was an act. And what really drew me to it, apart from the fact that it's great to show the whole world that all of these people who we admire that come through our phones don't have lives as shiny and perfect as we think. What really drew me personally to it is that he started to find any way to heal when he realized it wasn't getting love, it was giving love. And he had a child, and he started to love this child and be a parent. And that was where his salvation came from. He
spends the first 2 or 3 episodes saying he doesn't want a child.
Yeah, he didn't want to be a father because he was terrified. He didn't know what kind of father he'd be. All he knew was violent alcoholism and abuse and abandonment and narcissism. Had he been a baker or a greengrocer, he still would have had all these problems. But they're massively exaggerated, which is why it's worth making drama about, I suppose. When everything you do is adored by the entire world, it made him feel even more fake.
So the framing device is that he's on stage telling his life story to an audience, and he says very specifically that Cary Grant is a character that he created and a character that he's playing. So that sense of performance runs all the way through it, that he is Archie Leach playing Cary Grant. So how is that for Jason Isaacs playing Archie Leach, playing Cary Grant, the layers of performance within performance?
Well, I recognise it. I don't know how much, how authentic you feel to yourself, but maybe that's what drew me to being an actor. I recognise what code switching is. He became whoever he thought he needed to be in any company to get what he needed, which initially was just literally a roof and food, and then something else that tried to fill the hole in it. So that was it. How was it? It was instantly recognisable to me that he could switch on whatever he thought his opposite person needed.
Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. While you're here, check out all the other videos because they're cool too, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you want to keep up to date with everything Kermode and Mayo's Take, then check out our social channels.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I would. I have done.
Excellent.